Welcome to our YouTube channel. Here are the latest NBA games results today, schedule of games tomorrow, and the updated NBA team standings as of today, November 9th, 2024.
NBA 2024 to 2025 games results today. In the first of 13 games played today, the Charlotte Hornets wins at home over the Indiana Pacers with the final score of 103-83. LaMelo Ball led the Hornets with 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, followed by Brandon Miller 29 points and Cody Martin 15 points. For Indiana, Pascal Siakam led the team in scoring with 27 points, followed by 22 points from Benedict Mathurin and Miles Turner 12 points. In the second game, the Detroit Pistons holds off the Atlanta Hawks at home, winning with the final score of 122-121. Cade Cunningham led the Pistons with a triple-double, finishing with 22 points, 11 rebounds and 12 assists, followed by Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley, who also both scored 22 points each. For Atlanta, Trae Young led the Hawks with 35 points and 13 assists, followed by Jalen Johnson 20 points and Dyson Daniels 18 points. In the third game, the Orlando Magic took care of business at home with a 115-88 victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. Franz Wagner led the Magic with 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, followed by his brother Moritz Wagner with 17 points and Goga Bitadze 11 points. For the Pelicans, Brandon Boston Jr. led the team in scoring with 26 points, followed by Jose Alvarado 21 points and Jeremiah Robinson Earl 12 points. In the fourth game, the Boston Celtics outlasted the Brooklyn Nets in overtime with the final score of 108-104. Jason Tatum led Boston with 33 points, 9 rebounds and 6 assists, followed by Peyton Pritchard 20 points and Drew Holiday 17 points. For Brooklyn, Cam Thomas led the Nets in scoring with 31 points, followed by Dennis Schroeder 20 points and Cameron Johnson 18 points. In the fifth game, the Cleveland Cavaliers remains undefeated as they get a statement home win over the Golden State Warriors with the final score of 136-117. Darius Garland led the Cavs with 27 points and 6 assists, followed by Evan Mobley 23 points and Ty Jerome 20 points. Jonathan Kuminga led the Warriors with 21 points, followed by Brandon Podziemski with 14 points, and Steph Curry was held by the Cavs' defense to just 12 points. In the sixth game, the New York Knicks wins at home over the Milwaukee Bucks with the final score of 116-94. Karl Anthony Towns led the Knicks with 32 points and 11 rebounds, followed by Mikal Bridges 17 points and Jalen Bronson 15 points and 9 assists. For Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo led the team with 24 points and 12 rebounds, followed by Damian Lillard 19 points and Tyler Smith 10 points. In the seventh game, the Phoenix Suns gets a narrow road victory over the Dallas Mavericks with the final score of 114-113. Kevin Durant led Phoenix with 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, followed by Royce O'Neal 18 points and Tyus Jones 17 points. Luka Doncic led the Mavs with 30.7 rebounds and 7 assists, followed by Kyrie Irving 29 points and Najee Marshall 18 points. In the eighth game, the Oklahoma City Thunder took care of business at home with a victory over the Houston Rockets with the final score of 126-107. Chet Holmgren led the Thunder with 29 points and 5 rebounds, followed by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who also scored 29 points, and Jalen Williams 14 points. For the Rockets, Dillon Brooks led the team in scoring with 17 points, followed by 14 points from both Jalen Green and Amen Thompson. In the ninth game, the Memphis Grizzlies gets an easy victory at home, defeating the Washington Wizards with the final score of 128-104. Jaren Jackson Jr. cashed in with 39 points and 6 rebounds, followed by rookie Zach Edey 14 points and Santi Aldama 12 points. For the Wizards, Kashawn George led the team in scoring with 17 points, followed by Jonas Valanciunas 16 points and Corey Kispert 14 points. In the 10th game, the Minnesota Timberwolves likewise gets an easy victory at home, defeating the Portland Trail Blazers with the final score of 127-102. Anthony Edwards led the Wolves with 37.6 rebounds and 5 assists, followed by Julius Randle 22 points and Naz Reid 15 points. For the Blazers, Scoot Henderson led the team in scoring with 16 points, followed by Anthony Simmons 14 points and Robert Williams III 13 points. For game number 11, the Denver Nuggets gets a home victory over the Miami Heat with the final score of 135-122. Three-time NBA Most Valuable Player Nikola Jokic led the Nuggets with another triple-double, finishing with 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists, followed by Jamal Murray 28 points and Michael Porter Jr. 21 points. Tyler Herro led the Miami Heat with 24 points and 11 assists, followed by Bam Adebayo and Duncan Robinson, who both scored 20 points each. In game number 12, the Los Angeles Lakers snaps their two-game losing streak as they defeated the Philadelphia 76ers at home with the final score of 116-106. Anthony Davis led the Lakers with 31 points and 9 rebounds, followed by a triple-double from the king himself, LeBron James, who finished with 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists, and Austin Reeves 20 points. Jared McCain led the Sixers in scoring with 18 points, followed by Andre Drummond and Gershon Yabusele, who both scored 14 points each. In the 13th and final game played today, the Los Angeles Clippers gets a road victory over the Sacramento Kings with the final score of 107-98. Norman Powell led the Clippers with 31 points and 12 rebounds, followed by James Harden with 22 points and 8 assists, and Derrick Jones Jr. 14 points. De'Aaron Fox led the Kings with 31 points, followed by Domantas Sabonis 23 points, and Malik Monk finished with 17 points.
Now let's take a quick and closer look at the updated NBA team standings as of today.
The Cleveland Cavaliers remains on top of the Eastern Conference team standings with an undefeated record in 10 games. The Boston Celtics is at second place with 8 wins and 2 defeats. The New York Knicks holds the third spot with 4 wins and 4 losses. The Charlotte Hornets, Brooklyn Nets, and the Indiana Pacers shared the 4th to 6th spots with an identical 4 wins and 5 loss standing. The Detroit Pistons, Orlando Magic, and the Atlanta Hawks are all tied up at the 7th to 9th places with 4 wins and 6 defeats. The Miami Heat is at number 10 with 3 wins and 5 losses and have lost 3 straight games. The Chicago Bulls is at the 11th spot with 3 wins and 6 defeats and on a 4-game losing streak. The Washington Wizards is at number 12 with 3 wins and 7 losses and have lost 3 games in a row. The Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks are at the 13th and 14th places with an identical 2 wins and 7 loss standing. And at the 15th and very bottom of the Eastern Conference team standings is the Philadelphia 76ers with just 1 win and 7 losses and have lost 5 straight games. In the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Phoenix Suns shares the top 2 spots with an identical 8 wins and just 1 loss record. At number 3 is the Golden State Warriors with 7 wins and 2 defeats. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets are all tied up at the 4th and 5th spots with 6 wins and 3 losses. At number 6 is the Memphis Grizzlies with 6 wins and 4 losses and have won 2 straight games. The Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers, Dallas Mavericks, and the Sacramento Kings are at the 7th to 11th places with an identical 5 wins and 4 defeats standing. At number 12 is the San Antonio Spurs with 4 wins and 5 losses. The Portland Trail Blazers and the New Orleans Pelicans are tied at the 13th and 14th places with 3 wins and 7 losses. And at the 15th and very bottom of the Western Conference standing is the Utah Jazz, who only have 1 win and 7 losses so far this season.
Here are the full details of the 4 NBA games scheduled to be played today, November 10th, 2024.
In the first of 4 games scheduled today, the Utah Jazz will travel to San Antonio to face the Spurs at the AT&T Center at 6 in the morning. For the second game, The undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers will be at home at the Rocket Mortgage Field House to face against the Brooklyn Nets at 8:30 a.m. For the third game, the Chicago Bulls will be at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta to face the Hawks, also at 8:30 in the morning. And for the fourth and final game scheduled today, the Toronto Raptors will be at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles to face James Harden and the rest of the Los Angeles Clippers. Tip-off will be at 11:30 a.m.,